So today I woke up, opened Discord, and wow, Grow a Garden might be about to do something absolutely wild. I don't even know if this is good or bad yet, but it looks like stocks are about to get shaken up in a way we haven't seen before. And honestly, I've been thinking about this all morning, but before we get into it, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, let's see if we can push for 5,000 subs by the end of the month. Alright, let's get into this. So, apparently Grow a Garden might be getting one of the craziest updates in a long time. Like, this could completely change the game, or maybe even break it, honestly. And today, we're going to go through all of that. All the little hints the devs have dropped about this next update. I haven't even slept properly because I've been refreshing Discord waiting for this stuff to pop up, and wow, it was worth the wait. So this morning, the first thing I did was check the Grow a Garden Discord like I always do, and I saw this tiny post from one of the devs. And when I say tiny, I mean literally one sentence. It said something like, "Stalk is going to take on a new meaning in the upcoming weeks." That's it, one line, and I'm just sitting there staring at my screen like, okay, what does that even mean? It could be huge, it could be nothing, but obviously my brain immediately went into overdrive, thinking of every possible thing that could mean. And that's the thing with Grow a Garden. The devs are notorious for dropping these super vague hints, and we all know they always mean something bigger. So then the first thing that popped into my head was, okay, maybe a trading hub is finally coming. For those of you who don't know what that means, a trading hub would basically be a new place in Grow a Garden where you could just walk up to a stall and trade your pets or seeds with other players, safely, directly, and without all the sketchy stuff that happens on Discord. Like, maybe there's going to be a brand new stall right next to the seed stall or the sell stall, and you can go there, click something, and post the pets or seeds you want to trade. Imagine how convenient that would be. You go there, trade, and you're done. No need to DM random people, no need to worry if someone's scamming you. It could even be something handled by an NPC, like you talk to them and a menu pops up, or maybe it's a teleport system that sends you straight into the trading area. It would make the entire process feel clean, safe, and official. Honestly, I can totally see the devs doing this. It fits perfectly with the idea of stocks changing forever. Trading and stocks just naturally go hand in hand. And honestly, that would solve one of the biggest issues players have. Back when I first started playing this game, I got scammed so many times. Like 4 or 5 times, mostly when trading pets. It's really frustrating when you spend hours grinding for something and then lose it in a second because there's no safe system for trading. So yeah, a trading hub like this wouldn't just be a cool feature, it would fix a real problem in the game. Speaking of trading, if you've ever played Dragon Nest, an MMORPG kind of similar to Genshin Impact, you probably know they have something called the Trading House. Ignore the part where it's set in St. Haven, that's just the name of the town or map. The Trading House there lets you buy and sell items directly inside the game. You can register any item you want to sell, set your own price, and players can search for what they want. It's not exactly direct trading like pet for pet or pet for seed, but more like an in-game marketplace where the economy runs on player interaction. Now imagine Grow a Garden having something like that. You could sell your pets in a trading stall and choose whether to sell them for shekels or Robux. The system could have a price cap, like for example, if you want to sell your corrupted kitsune, maybe the maximum price is 100 trillion. That prevents things from going too crazy. And as a buyer, you could use the system or the stall to search for whatever you want. Let's say you type corrupted kitsune. The list would show every seller offering that pet, along with their prices, stats, or maybe the mutation level. That would make trading not just safer, but actually strategic. You could compare prices, look for deals, and decide if it's worth buying now or waiting for prices to drop. It turns Grow a Garden into a real in-game economy. But then I started thinking, what if it's not just a trading hub? What if the devs actually introduce a full-blown stock market system into Grow a Garden? Hear me out. Imagine prices of seeds or plants fluctuating based on what people are buying or selling. A perfect example is the tomato. Right now, tomatoes are in high demand because of the ongoing event. They're literally the best plant to grind with. So if tomatoes are popular this week, their price would go up. But if nobody wants apple seeds, their value would drop. This would completely change the way people think about farming. Suddenly, even those useless seeds that no one cared about before would have moments when they become valuable again. Rare seeds would feel rarer. Popular ones would feel more precious. Even if you have divine seeds, if they're not in demand right now, they won't be insanely expensive, but still not too cheap either. Prices would breathe, constantly changing based on the community's activity. It would make Grow a Garden feel alive, like a real economy where players influence the value of things. And then another thought hit me. Right now, the seed shop is basically static. Whatever Samuel the seed vendor sells, that's it. It doesn't really change. But what if he started offering weekly rotations of seeds? Like 1 week he sells tomatoes, crimson thorns, and amber lilies, 50 of each. Then next week, the list completely changes. You'd have to actually plan your farm and your storage around what's available that week instead of just grinding the same plants over and over. That would make farming so much more strategic. Imagine if they even held a weekly poll on the Grow a Garden Discord where players could vote on which seeds they want to appear in the shop next. Top 15 seeds get picked and the shop updates based on community votes. That would make every seed matter. Suddenly, even the common ones have a purpose. The game would feel more dynamic, less repetitive, more alive. Of course, this wouldn't include the limited time seeds, like the ones you can only get from event chests or special grinds. I'm talking about the regular shop seeds, like the ones that were available during the harvest event. That's where a weekly shuffle could work best. And honestly, all of these ideas, the trading hub, the stock market, the rotating seed shop, could fit together beautifully. Imagine logging into the game, opening the hub, seeing live trading prices, and planning what to grow next week based on that. It would completely change the flow of the game. You wouldn't just be farming anymore, you'd be strategizing, thinking, reacting, adapting. That's exciting. But yeah, it could also get messy if the devs don't balance it properly. If rare seeds end up costing way too much, new players might struggle to catch up. So that's something they'd really have to watch out for. Now, some players on Discord have a different theory. They think this whole stalk changing meaning thing might not even be about trading or stocks. Maybe it's something cosmetic or aesthetic, like new pets or plants that react to the new system. I know it sounds far-fetched, but with these devs, you can never tell. Sometimes they drop a one-word hint and it ends up changing the entire game. And while I was thinking about that, I realized something else. Right now, trading cosmetics in Grow a Garden is basically impossible. You either have them or you don't. But if the devs implement a hub, that might finally change. You could trade certain cosmetic items, seeds, or pets, and that would open up an entirely new market in the game. Imagine players setting up stalls, comparing prices, chatting, negotiating. It would make Grow a Garden feel like an actual living community. Of course, adding a trading system comes with a ton of challenges. Like, how do you prevent it from being exploited? I saw a fan suggestion on Discord that tackled this problem and it really stuck with me. They suggested linking trade permissions to your garden level. Basically, the rarer the item, the higher your garden level needs to be to trade it. For example, if you want to trade mythic to prismatic seeds, both players need to be at least level 15. Transcendent plants would require level 30 and above. Anything lower rarity would only need level 5. This rule would also apply to cosmetics and gear. It's such a simple but brilliant idea because it naturally filters out scammers and fake accounts. I'd even add a small tweak to that. Maybe set a daily trade limit. Like, you can only list or sell up to 5 items per day in the trading hub. Once you've hit that limit, you'll have to wait until the next day to post more. That would make it way harder for anyone to exploit the system. And you know what would make it even better? A world chat. Since trading would now happen inside the game, players could talk to everyone across servers, announce what they're selling, or look for buyers. It would make the game's social aspect 10 times better. Add in private messages or party chats and suddenly, Grow a Garden wouldn't just be a farming game, it'd feel like an MMO community where you actually interact with people beyond your small server. I really hope the devs consider this idea of an in-game trading system because the potential is massive. Honestly, I could go on forever about what this might mean. Stocks, trading hubs, weekly rotations, cosmetic trading, there are just so many directions this could go. And that's the fun part about Grow a Garden leaks. The devs give us just enough to go crazy with theories, but never enough to know exactly what's happening. That's why I wanted to make this video today because I feel like we're on the edge of something huge. So yeah, to recap, first, we might be getting a real trading hub. Second, a dynamic stock system that adjusts prices based on demand. Third, weekly seed rotations that give every seed a purpose, and maybe, just maybe, a system that finally lets us trade cosmetics and pets safely. It could be insane, it could be messy, but I'm hyped just thinking about it. If you made it this far, comment trading so I know you watched all the way to the end. Hit that like button if you enjoyed me rambling about ideas, and subscribe if you want to stay updated with everything Grow a Garden. Alright guys, I'm gonna log off for now and keep refreshing Discord, but I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.